books. These are premium forms of guidance, and you also got yourself some blog posts. Look around. Take a look around. See if anything resonates with you. And that's that. So, guys, simple wins. And by this approach, I mean strategy will bring you peace of mind and expansion with your blogging campaign. What do I mean by simple? I mean doing some things patiently, persistently, consistently, from a relaxed frame of mind for the long haul. So an example would be building your strategy only. Now remember, you include the only word because we want to keep things really simple. But building that strategy only on publishing detailed, targeted, long-form blog posts to your blog, publishing targeted posts off-site, so maybe to social media, Q&A sites, maybe answer some questions over there, and engaging in some form of blogger outreach where you're assisting other bloggers. Maybe you drop genuine comments on their blogs, you promote them through social media, you promote them through your blog, okay, without asking or expecting anything, to earn their trust and build relationships, and monetizing through 1, 2, 3 channels. And that's it. Now, there are a number of detailed steps to follow to reach each of those goals. So when I say that's it, writing and publishing long form content is a skill. There are a number of moving parts, I should say, a number of steps to follow. You got to be aware of that. So that's something to keep in mind as you walk on the simple blogging journey. There are steps. However, you never, ever want to keep adding steps, tips, heaviness, straining, striving to a blogging strategy, because that's where the complexity comes in. And complexity loses. Simple wins. A simple strategy wins. You will execute it from a calm frame of mind, relaxed vibe, consistently over the long haul, then that's when it wins. 100%. Done deal, guaranteed. If you relax and keep it really simple. Now, why do most bloggers really struggle and they eventually are so sick of failing for such a long time that they quit? Well, it's quite simple, but uncomfortable to understand. They run away from simple and make things complex after panicking that things aren't coming together as quickly as they expected, assumed, desired, wanted. So the split second you make things complex, you're toast, because that loses. So I'll give you a practical example. And by the way, guys, the blog post covering this topic is the latest post that I published to bloggingfromparadise.com. So if you want to check out the post, in this example, I kind of delve into it, bloggingparadise.com. I'm going to read it. Okay. What's the example I used again? Oh, no, I remember. Most bloggers believe that this strategy, at least on some level, a fair number of bloggers, I don't say most, but fair, believe that in order to gain a loyal reader, you need to publish detailed targeted content. Then you need to find a totally enticing free lead magnet. Then you need to build a list. Then you need to email those subscribers and newsletter faithfully and consistently for a long time in order to convert or turn or morph a casual reader into a loyal follower. So that's a fairly commonly accepted belief. Is it simple? No. Why? Well, I'll give you the simple approach. Publish detailed, targeted content which you trust because you trust yourself. Then when people visit the blog and read detailed, targeted content, they say to themselves, this person knows what they're talking about. I trust them as being credible. They know their stuff. I'll follow their blog closely. That's it. No lead magnet to convince and to earn more trust. No email list building to convince and earn trust. No newsletter. No. Complex. Step 2. Then you have to follow this step. This is what complex is. Follow this step to earn trust. Okay, if you first have to do this, nobody cares. They'll be all skeptics. That's not enough. Then you got to get a lead magnet, but that's not enough. I mean, they wouldn't. Why would they sign up for your list based on your content? It's not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. So now you have to bend over backwards. You got to get the free lead magnet out there, and it's got to be really good, and nobody will sign up because nobody gives a about your content. And the lead magnets, no, it's really good, but I mean, you're not going to earn their trust, people. And then you got to send them a newsletter. Guys, you got to start getting into your mind and seeing that all these steps, the content does the job if you trust yourself enough to trust the content. And it's got to be detailed, thorough, targeted. But a human being who reads a post and says, oh, this is really good, they know what they're doing, they'll follow your blog. They don't need the lead magnet. They don't need the email reminders. They don't need email newsletters. The people who do need those things are skeptical. Is it wise to make your blogging campaign complex to try to convince skeptics? No, because it's wasted energy. If you just trusted your content to convert a lukewarm reader who's targeted to begin with, that's why I got to target everything, got to be detailed in depth, to someone who just says, hey, they know their stuff, then every post on your blog is an endorsement, a testimonial, and a 5-star review. Who thinks that way? Someone who thinks simply, like me. And it keeps my blogging strategy simple. Still a lot of steps and tips to follow and mastery, but it's still simple, right? Publish detailed, targeted content to your blog, publish targeted content off-site and targeted spots, draws people to, engage in some genuine outreach, promote other bloggers' posts on Twitter, read them, publish genuine comments, and monetize through a couple income channels. Isn't that simple? That wins. Because it's to the point, and you won't be beating around the bush and wasting your time with stuff that's not necessary. Now, I'm not against lead magnets or building a list. Like, go for it. But always ask before you do something, for what purpose? Why? Is it because I'm afraid I'm not enough? Or is it because it's really fun and I feel like it could be most truly helpful this way? Bloggers who ask that question are going to start squirming because most of them are going to see it comes from the fear that you're not enough, that your content's not enough, and you have to start adding layers of trust. And it's just, fear isn't true. It's an illusion. And you'll say, wow, maybe I don't need to add all these layers and do all these. Maybe it's a waste of time. Maybe there's really not much of return. Maybe I just believe in my content, publish really detailed, helpful content, and look at it and say, yeah, people read it, boom. They trust. I'm credible. They follow my blog loyally. And then I don't have to waste the time, which pulls me away from publishing the detailed, targeted content, trying to create a lead magnet, find one, and then like, wait a second, why am I? Oh, I'm doing this because I fear, and I make things complex. I fear that I'm not enough. And that's just the example I used in the post, but There's still steps to follow, but you'll start seeing, oh crap, I'm adding all these steps and all this work and dozens of hours and hundreds and thousands. Whereas I could just face my fears and simplify and say, you know what? The more I simplify, and then the more you simplify, you will organically be patient, consistent, and persistent because you get that inner feel, that inner clarity, that confidence, that posture, that trust. That's like, oh, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be. Simple and consistent, truly helpful. You're being truly helpful, and you're being patient. You're not attaching to the outcomes. That's when everything starts to come together in quite a beautiful way. And it's an inner journey, guys. Simple wins. Complex doesn't. Simple builds increasing success. Complex robs you because it's inefficient. It's ineffective. Your time won't be spent efficiently the more complex and convoluted. It's like when I read some of these posts, and this is not a condemnation, but it's honest, at least on some level. 30 steps to write a blog post. That's complex. No, don't do that. And then you have bloggers who are following this advice. If these things wind up on page one of Google, you have this whole generation of bloggers is like, well, I read that it's 35 steps to write a post, a 35-step checklist. No, it's not. Don't do that. Don't project your fears and your complexity onto others, and don't believe that complex works. It does not take 35 steps, a 35-point checklist. Do you want to, if you're going to do the most simple, basic things of the world and get the job done, do you want to go through a 35-step checklist? No, you don't. And don't teach it, and certainly don't trust it. And think, wait a second, maybe there's not a 35. Maybe this Blogging from Paradise guy says, pick a title that's targeted, that solves reader problems. Keep it really simple, handful of words. Write 1,500 words, 1,200, 1,500 words, detailed in depth. You got to research. You got to take your time and research, do your due diligence. Set up your headers for easy reading and scanning. Could help with SEO, of course. It will. Use paragraph. Maybe 2-3 sentences a paragraph, a little bit longer for easy reading and scanning. A lot of practical tips. Drill down in depth. Conclusion summary, yeah, you can sum it up and practice that process. So is that a 35-step checklist? And you can link in and out too. So let's add those steps. Maybe some bullet point lists. Italics, bold. Is that a 35-step checklist? No. And I know it works, guys, because I'm proof. Because these posts go out there and they gain a lot of organic traffic. And I don't even care about SEO. I don't optimize posts for SEO largely, and I still get 3,000 organic visitors a month from Google. That's from someone who doesn't care. So that shows you that simple wins. And then those posts get a hell of a lot more traffic through other channels. So when you start thinking about this and you're like, man, maybe it's not a 35-point checklist, and maybe I shouldn't trust that it is, because that's complex. If you had to do 35 things to say, okay, how much time is that going to take? How much stress? How much? No. Trust the Blogging Paradise guy. Simple wins. And I'm going to follow my advice because it's about 15 minutes and I've covered this topic in simple fashion. Stop by bloggingparadise.com, click on the store tab, do some shopping. Anything resonates with you. And of course, I have free blog posts as well to guide you on your journey. Until next time, you know what to do. Enjoy paradise, guys.